I got to leave early. What up? It's me and my boy Steve here, hanging out on a Wednesday. Glad you guys could join us. Oh, and David. David's hanging out with us.
Who?
He's mowing the grass.
Oh, David.
David.
Oh, that David.
David's a good guy. He actually does a little bit of stuff on TikTok.
So one of those guys.
Great Wednesday.
He's not one of those lawn mowing guys on TikTok, is he?
No. But I need to ask him about that. Why? Because they get just crap tons of view, and it's fast. I find myself watching those guys. Just the transformation is absolutely fascinating. Should we allow Todd in? He was late.
I guess so.
Hey, you were late. What the hell?
Late.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly 9 o'clock. You're supposed to be here 8:59 at least.
Oh, correct. Sorry. I was listening to the end of Victoria's show.
Damn it, Victoria. Yeah. On Wednesdays, you end 5 minutes early. Come on. Hey, a lot of you suspecting here this morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope today finds you well. This will be a shorter show. Johnny's got a doctor's appointment today. Oh shit! I'm supposed to find that. I'm supposed to find the handicap tag. She's got an application for a handicap tag for a doctor. So that I don't figure moving forward it's going to get any easier. Her clumsiness is not going away. So there you go. She's facing. We see the surgeon next week to see if she needs surgery on the elbow from all this craziness. So yeah, it's Josh. What's up, man? Down in South Alabama. Good morning. The humidity's back, Josh. By the way, RG, we don't talk to you because you come in here cussing first thing in the morning, RG.
I think we're finally out of the humidity for a little while. It's been so bad all summer.
Jane Radke, is there a way on Amazon to bulk edit handling time? So you can go. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. I think if you change your policy, I think it changes them all. So
I think, but it's been a while.
Yeah, if you go into your shipping template, shipping settings, whatever they call it over there, and alter the shipping, because it's going to tell you when you do it. It used to say, come up and say, "Are you sure it's going to change all your listings?" or some nonsense like that. But if you change, so say if your default one is 1 day handling and you want to go to 0 day handling, every listing that uses that shipping template will be changed. So that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I just went in and you can change it. Now I can only change it from 4 to 14 business days to 3 to 5, but for standard.
RG, you're going to get blocked.
I don't have a pro account anymore, so yours may be different.
Scott's mic sounds bad. I bet it's over on the other one. Hold on.
Yeah, you're on the wrong mic. I wasn't going to say anything.
How do you like me now?
Oh my God! I put both earpieces in.
Yeah, right. Hey, whoever said that? Hey, Mark, thanks a lot, man. Because I sound normal to myself, which I hate to listen to myself.
You still sound a little tinny, but.
Hey, Ron, are you celebrating the fact that Texas has lost 2 running backs? I don't. If you're a college football fan, I don't subscribe to that theory. I want you at full strength. I want both teams at full strength because I don't want any excuses about how we would have beat you. I don't want to hear like the Alabama fans do. If we didn't lose our number 1 receiver and 2 running backs, we'd have beat Georgia in the national championship in 20 or whatever it was, 2021 or whatever their first one. I don't believe in all that. Let's play full strength. You win, you lose, you lose. Todds Mic's always low.
Is it?
I think he's just saying you don't speak much.
I feel those same backups that were fumbling in your scrimmage Saturday, those 2 guys. So yeah, they may be very good, but they don't have a lot of experience. Special teams is not experienced. Morning, Tracy. Hope you're dealing with your problem this morning. Makes me cringe thinking about you. It's terrible. Tracy's having a male baby, by the way. The closest that the man can have to having a baby.
Uh-oh.
Kidney stones.
Yeah, that's no fun. Luckily.
I've been very fortunate not to deal with them. Joni has, and they're terrible. He says he's got good drugs. All right, nice. I'm glad they're taking care of him.
My wife, not that long ago, went through that, and just watching her. No, I don't want it. So
the question, Josh is Josh A, Canadian A. He's already answered the question. The title of the show is eBay is either ignorant or lazy. You decide. He said and, not or. I have a tendency to agree with him. I thought my thumbnail was pretty good today.
I'll have to go.
It's got a panda bear laid to the side with eBay on his forehead, and and then I put technical support on the other side. You know, the guy on the end of a thing with a gun.
You should have used that. You should have used that Australian rapper or that Australian break dancer lady.
Yeah, I barely know that.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, so here's what I ran it yesterday on Todd's channel, but since none of y'all tuned in to Todd's show, I'll rant again. Or not Todd, but Tom. Sorry. I don't know where Tom is this morning. He needs to retitle that show to the most boring reseller show on the internet. That's what it needs to say that until I show up. Woo! So got a return request. No problem, you guys. I've heard me talk about returns enough over the last 10 years to know that I don't really care about returns. Just send it back. If you send it back like I sent it to you, I'll give you money. We'll go on our way, and that'll be great. So evidently, if you make a return request and then you don't send it back for 5 or 6 days or a week, eBay starts hounding the buyer. Hey, you gonna send that back? You gonna send that back?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm like, leave them alone. If they don't send it back, they don't send it back. Thanks, eBay, you bunch of morons. We're both losing money because you're insistent on sending them emails to remind them to send something back. So that starts the clock on this thing. So I have a camera that was coming back. No problem. The camera will sell again. I don't have any issues with that. But she didn't send it back for 9 days. And so a couple of days ago, I get a message from eBay saying the return should have been delivered. Please close out this return. If not, we'll step in 2 days and do it for you. And then maybe negative things to your account, whatever they say. And I'm sitting here thinking, you freaking morons. You guys issued the label because I have automatic labels for you guys to give her a label. I hit the tracking button. It's not fucking here. It's not even in the Southeast yet. And you're telling me it should have been returned when it's your system and your goddamn tracking number that tells me. Why should I have to be the one to look at the tracking and wonder if this thing is going to make it back? Because it should have been returned. Listen here, you bunch of lazy ass motherfuckers. It's all in your system. Don't send me a damn email saying it should have been returned when it's in your system. Should be able to track the damn package.
You know, it's 2024. We should have this kind of thing straightened out by now.
I got a regular return last night. Popped up on my phone. Return has been delivered to your mailbox. Please take care of this. No problem. Don't send me this should have been. They've done this twice in the last 2 weeks. It should be there. Neither one of them are here. Both of them, I hit track on. I mean, you hit return details and hit track package on their own system, and it tells you where it is. This is not like, I'm sending this by, DHL and it's coming from India somewhere or any of that crazy shit. It's in your own damn system, eBay. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Philip Flipper, what's up? It is eBay, man. eBay sucks. Am I wrong to think that their system should be able to detect their own labels and leave the seller alone? When it gets here, like it did yesterday, 3.5 days after you sent me the damn email, then you go, hey, Bubba, it's in your mailbox. Take care of that. And I'll go, you know what? In the morning when I wake up, I'll go get it out of the mailbox and I'll take care of it. No problem. None of this. It should be there. I should have shot a monkey out my ass this morning, but it just didn't happen this morning.
You should have. Why should you have
shot a
done
monkey
that?
out my ass. But it's so frustrating. The stuff that should be taken care of, that's lazy and ignorant. That is terrible programming, and the lazy side is they just don't care.
It's not high on their totem pole of things to fix, I'm sure. Even though it does
sometimes the tracking doesn't update. Oh, sometimes my ass, I click on it and it's updated.
You know, I think lag is one of those paid eBay sympathizers. That's what I think is going on here.
Bass and Noodle, don't come in here. Bass and Noodle, don't come here and explain all your computer. You're smarter than all the rest of us. You have to dumb stuff down for us. Like you're talking to Steve all the time.
I'll have you know, I am the most intelligent person sitting in this chair right now.
Oh my Lord. So evidently, the lag is paid to be here. You're paid no mind to be here. That's what it is. He's just a software engineer. Yeah. I enjoy your conversation most of the time, Bass and Noodle, but there are a lot of times you start talking a lot of that kind of stuff and you go way over my head. And I'm like, according to do y'all watch listen to the PPP podcast? Right at the very, I saved it to the very end. They're talking about titles and all this stuff, and they were talking about it. I'm like, this is the Dingleberry episode. Just full-time resellers just hanging on for dear life, like a Dingleberry. I thought that was brilliant, by the way. So, yeah, I just hang on like a Dingleberry, Bass and Noodle, and hope that at some point my small intellect catches up with your brilliance. So there you go. Phil, they've talked about that. It's a great question. Are we losing the ability to look at other sellers' sold listings? They've talked about that. They haven't done anything with it yet.
I think that would be the downfall of eBay right there if they did it.
There is an update to the seller app. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not. It's been within the last 3 or 4 or 5 days. One phone has it, one phone doesn't. I don't know. Have you seen it, Steve?
I don't use the eBay app. I do everything on the computer, but I'll check it out.
You don't use the eBay app. What the hell?
Why
What's
would
lag gonna do without being able to see my solds?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. He's not going to know what he sold.
I know.
So let's search for anything.
Young punk.
We're going to search for a VXX2801. See how it now puts the filters and stuff at the top?
I searched for fart.
But you
Oh
look at
yeah,
the screen,
yeah.
all that stuff, which is helps me to, instead of having to go down, you used to have to move the screen to make the blue thing show up.
No, that's nice.
But then they also at the bottom added save where a filter used to be. I've hit save about 30 times. And so if you hit save, if you kind of hit somewhere else and then hit save again, it'll ask you, do you want to unsave it? Yes, unsave it.
Oh, my app froze for some reason.
16 terms, 15 there. I don't even know who Louise Slaughters is. So.
Oh yeah, so that just saves the
that saves the search.
Saves the search for you. That's kind of nice. That's a nice. I mean, it's not a big feature change, but it's a good feature change.
So Philly Flipper Apollo, you still in here? I caught you live carrying on in Missouri. And I appreciate that, by the way, because now next year I have a choice. Am I going to do the 127 or am I going to, or I didn't even know there was a Route 66 route, whatever, 66 long yard sale across Missouri. That looked like more fun than while you kind of zig and zag, let everybody go do 127, sneak over to Missouri. It's only, I think I can get to the top of that, over there in like 7 hours. So Missouri, I'm trying to decide next year. Maybe we do that one next year.
I'm considering, I talked to the wife, we won't be doing the Walmart nearly as much after October here. So next year we should be able to hit the 127 or similar sales.
Phil said he's having trouble finding a link on some sellers about sellers other. Yeah, there's been a little that issue's been there a while, Phil. Either you look at their other items or you go to their store and the searches don't work exactly the same, and sometimes you can see sold. That's been an ongoing problem for the last year. So
if you could not look at other sales, how do you judge what you should be selling something for? That would suck.
Okay, so Mr. Software Engineer, why did they do that? See, this phone is the newer phone. All the stuff is at the top. But it does. They don't. That's the exact same search on two iPhones.
You have one that has automatic updates and one that doesn't.
No, they both have automatic updates.
Huh.
Why don't they update at the same time? Same phones. Same Apple ID.
It seems to be
on different services. They are on different services. One's on US Mobile and one's on AT&T. But the app should run independent. It runs through the App Store. Because an app doesn't care which, either iOS or Android. Right,
but like our Walmart app will update by region. So it's not one region will get the update first, and then sometimes it's a month or two before we get it.
Which region is this one in, and which region is this one?
I'm just saying. I don't know. If you're off,
this one's in North Alabama, and this one's in Central Alabama.
Well, there you go. There's your.
Depend. Yeah, but I've had no. But I do like the fact that it's very easy to click and hit. This was a remote I was looking for, by the way. This remote was in the thrift store, and I did not buy it. But it quickly shows and allows you to pick conditions and stuff. I do like that a lot. But I've hit the wrong button. But it takes you a little bit of time. So they are continuing to. Am I the only one that sales are doing? Is my sales on a roller coaster? It's either $400 or $500 or it's $100. I mean, it's like this. Yesterday was $490, so I'm expecting $100 today. Oh my God, a bastard just went over our head. These days, y'all can read it up front with me. The internal browser and what? Like house flies?
I totally understood what he just said.
So it depends on whether house flies have landed on my phone or not.
That's it.
So I'm holding them up here. Maybe I put some jelly on it this afternoon and see if I can get some to come on there.
House flies while the browser was open is how I understood that.
I'm trying to get to myself where I use Safari more.
I never use it.
Can't dangle.
I just can't. I can't get used to Safari. I've tried.
That's the last thing I watched before I went to sleep last night. Some TikTok claim when they read the ice wall, and I'm like, I'm gonna dream about ice walls the rest of the night. Damn it. Yeah, that's what I said, Philly Flip. Paul, I said explain it to us like we're Steve. Okay. But it looked like Paul. It looked like you had a lot of fun. I think you're with hanging out with Bree. Man, I know you're a decent whatnot seller, Paul. I hate to tell it to you, she kicks your ass, dude. I've watched Bree sell the craziest shit. She's got a great mind for put the sprigs in it. This is a thimble, but you could do it a display as this. And man, those ladies absolutely eat it up. It's her ability to be creative with that stuff and sell and whatnot. It's amazing.
Is she the upcycle one? Upcycle way?
Yeah, upcycle. I watch the stuff she sells, and it hurts my brain to think of the crazy money she gets for shit.
He's trying to steal her buyers.
I'm not sure her buyers are the same as his buyers, though. But you can still learn a lot from her.
I don't think her buyers want your dirty plush. Oh my God, did I say that out loud?
That'll wipe right off.
Folks, there's anything to sell at our price if you get the right audience. It's the same thing. I watch Paul and I'm like, is there an end to how much of this stuff? Because he sells a lot of the same stuff and he gets decent money for his stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, one from the other. And even when I was yard selling with him in person, he's like, you didn't see that? I'm like, I saw it. It just looked like dirty plush on the thing. He goes, oh no, this is this. I'm like, dude, whatever. How about I keep looking at electronics?
I defer to my wife when it comes to plush because she sits there and studies that stuff, and I have no clue. I sold a few Squishmallows back.
Put one of these on there. I'm in my element. Put one of these on there. Let's go. The lens I sold the lens overnight last night. When I'm buying this and people go, what's your? Because I paid $205 I got this camera. I got another one very similar to it. I got a Canon Sure Shot. I got a Canon L130, and I got a lens and a couple carrying cases. And people are like, what's your return? I'm like, I think overall total this camera here, I paid 100 or 80. I not even down to 80 on this one. And I think I can get 220, 230. And some people think, but I bought them all. So the one camera is already sold, the little Canon. It's sold in 24 hours for $130. And now the lens is sold for $175. So I'm way in the money, and I've still got the two big cameras left. The other one was a $50 camera. I think it's like 180, 190 on. This is a D300. The other one's a D3100. It's more common, but they both got. I've got big lenses on both of them. I'm trying to decide whether to sell them body only and sell the lenses separate. But you just buy them all. There's money in all of them, and so I'll take especially an area I will take. But the problem now is they're paid for, and I have trouble selling cameras. So hopefully the next show it won't still be sitting here.
I don't do well with the big cameras like that, but I do well with the little point and shoots because I know it's easy to figure out which ones are good. So over the weekend, I got an Olympus Stylus 70 zoom. That thing sold in 24 hours, $70. I paid $5 for it. It's easy to test them. I keep an old roll of film around. I put it in there. I test all the functions, and I just don't retract it all the way.
Paul, I don't know if I can read your comment because it puts way too many jokes in my head. It's giving me a headache.
I don't want to know. So
I'm
afraid to know what I'm afraid to know what he's doing with all these.
Are you selling
more valuable?
So are your plush? Are you actually instead of there really being is some kind of code for sex toys you're selling? Is that what it is?
Who knows? I don't want to know what he's doing with them.
Can you remove what without rewinding?
He's talking about film. If you stop it before it's done rewinding, yes, you can remove it. And
but
if you get really good at it,
manually pull it out, or
but if you get really good at it, like I've done it 100 times, so I can stop it just before the end.
Okay, so dude, I was watching a camera guy the other day because I couldn't figure out how to do something on one of the cameras, and I forget the guy's channel, but I'll get you a link to it. He had a little plastic tool that he had made that you stick inside the film and it grabs the little thing and pulls the film back out for you, so you can keep using the same one over and over. To test. It's a little bitty plastic. It's a little bitty plastic thing. See, he goes, all you do is this. You go, and it pops it right out. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, because it's almost impossible. I've tried, but I just keep a couple rolls, but I just stop it before it's done, real close.
So I should be comparing device resolution and looking at the web browser version.
I don't know what edging the camera film means, but
Paul, you suck.
I know that's somebody with a dirty mind.
I don't know what it means. I don't want to know what it means.
Got an IP takedown on Macari. That is kind of strange.
On Macari, wow, that's the first one I think I've heard of from Macari.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I got really excited this weekend. Speaking of Macari, because I can't sell them on. You can't sell Formbees on eBay because they'll take it down. but I found a can of Formbies at the yard sales, and I picked it up. Well, the thing was empty.
Oh no.
Okay, so
mad.
I went to an estate
Tung
sale
oil.
a couple weeks ago, and this one, do y'all look at empty cans or half empty? So I bought this. Do y'all know what that is?
Shut up, Paul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't found any yet, but yes, I know what that is.
So that's money right there, folks. This on Amazon new. I found 10 of these. I got $155 a can. And so at a yard sale for a quarter, I'm like, sure, I'll take it because you can sell the open can on eBay. And when I opened it, oh shit.
What is Formbies? Formbies is a
refinishing.
Yeah, refinishing stuff for like furniture.
Polish, refinisher, cleaner. So look, it's almost completely full. Just a little bit out of it. That's worth like $60 on eBay.
Oh,
they don't make this anymore. People love this stuff.
I have looked long and hard for a can of that in the stores, and I can't find them. Yeah, probably because you came and got them all.
No, I was in Alabama, a little grocery store in the middle of nowhere. I was on the phone with Joni or somebody. I'm like, there's 10 cans of freaking Johnson paste, floor paste. She's like, what does that mean? I'm like, that means a lot of money. That's what that means.
that means you're gonna have a meal tonight.
Larry, I'm not gonna taste it.
I did find another discontinued
like
product
peanut
this
butter.
week. I did find another discontinued product this week that's $5 a piece, sells for $35 a piece. So
it took about a month to sell them all, so that's not bad. 10 cans, 150. They in the store they were $6 and 30 or 40 cents a can. They were less with tax. They were less than $7 a can. So that was the 10 cans were at in Aliceville, Alabama. If you know where that hole is. My roommate from college was from Aliceville, Alabama, so that's one of the reasons I stopped there. I hadn't been there since I was in college. But yeah, it's a little bit of grocery store I'd never even heard of. It was a one-off family something.
That's the key to finding discontinued items. This little one-off family grocery something is a little store to go into.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be messing with Steve, and they got your back today. The audience is.
I hope so.
See, Mike's talking about would that take the dull out of make my head shiny?
No, I can't always be the butt of the joke.
Paul is messing with my plan. Mm-hmm.
But it's sheer, it's ignorance and laziness. I think you can contribute to the laziness side of the way that they deal with some of the things. Is eBay has gotten away from the fact that anybody at eBay actually sells on eBay. How many of the people who have any kind of positions of anything actually sell on the platform to understand what the buyer experience, the seller experience is. You'd also need to know the buyer experience too. That would be very important. Imagine that if you bought and sold on your own platform, you would actually know how it operates. And
back in the day, they used to do that. Remember Griff? I think he's still around, but Griff used to sell on the platform. A lot of the employees did back before the conglomerate it is now. But yeah, they used to.
Larry, there's no telling what's in that wax, man. Come on.
I found out yesterday that halogen light bulbs are not allowed on eBay anymore. I had a whole thing of them out of that pallet because dumbasses set their curtains on fire with them.
Yeah, but let the dumbasses set their curtains on fire.
That's what I'm saying. You can sell candles on eBay. They set curtains on fire too.
Right.
Duh.
And so here's the deal on Formbies. Formbies, there I don't know which ones that are, but there are a couple of them that have a chemical in them that can't be sold anywhere. Whatever the chemical is, it's on. Okay, so technically, if somebody wanted to bring a lawsuit against federal government, they couldn't do anything about it. They'd have to relent because there's not a law written by Congress saying this chemical can't be sold. It is the EPA or whatever using their powers that they've derived that were illegally obtained to interpret laws. But
even so,
the chemical in there, whatever that chemical is, it's not in the they make like a cleanup. It's green. That one's fine. The one I sold yesterday was the one in the white jar with the red writing and the red lid. That one's fine.
I found a tongue oil the other day. I'm not
Tongue
sure
oil. It was a tongue oil. The tongue oil is fine. I forget which one. Which Dave? Somebody wake up Dave in California. He can tell you exactly which one. But the problem is okay. So the chemical can be sold, but it can only be sold business to business. It can't be sold for peon use because it still has some applications and business to business. And
the problem with eBay is they don't just strike the ones with the bad chemical in it. They strike all of Formies or all of whatever.
Yeah,
all of the halogen light bulbs, you know, that
182Q. Yeah, that's the words that I was Chevron deference. My mind was searching for those and I just could not come up with those terms. So but it's not petroleum, it's a specific chemical, whatever that chemical is. It's in several other things. And so most of the platforms what eBay took the easy road. eBay goes, no Formies. Amazon goes, you know what? If there's one bad one, we'll take the bad one out. And so I sold the tongue oil on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can sell the correct ones still sell them on Amazon, but
and Mercari, you can still sell them on Mercari.
Tongue oil is what Democrats use, like.
So 5-1 Hall those big words. He said it's trichloroethane or
that one. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Depletion chemical. So there, folks, if you want to know what chemical is in there. It's probably the one that when you open it up, it makes you high as a kite. But
this one I would have sold on Mercari because the can was real rusty. You know, Formby's got rusty on the top all the time. So, but it's one that could have been sold on Amazon, and that's where I normally would sell that stuff. But eBay just said nope to all of it.
That's what Bassandew was telling Lad to get his mind out of the gutter. That's funny.
All right.
The gutter runs right into his basement.
His mind is the gutter. But it's
Connie Lingus might know what tongue oil is, but I haven't seen her in a while.
Good God Almighty, don't call that. But it's so Phil said 100 years of telling people to stay away from chemicals. Okay. Okay, so that's an interesting conversation. You know, petroleum jelly. My father-in-law used to smear that shit all over him. It says in the title what the hell it is, made by some damn chemist in the 1880s. Petroleum jelly, for God's. It was a industrial lubricant until somebody decided, you know what? I wonder if we can sell more if they'll put it on their skin. Oh my God. I mean, some of the stuff, here's a great one. Anybody ever read your toothpaste? And what it says on there about the size of a pea. If you swallow the size of a pea of your toothpaste, you're supposed to contact poison control. Read the label on your toothpaste.
I prefer to not read the label of any products I use on purpose.
I mean, if you want to go conspiracy theory, look at sunscreen and the vast use of sunscreen starting in the 1960s and the rise in skin cancer since the 1960s. That one, you go, maybe they did that on purpose.
I don't know.
I had to refill my coffee.
I just thought maybe you made your point, mic drop, and you walked off. That's what I thought was going on.
Nah. If I'd done that, I'd been.
Wait, what?
But yeah, look at some of the stuff we've used and heaven forbid you look at the correlation between the vaccine schedule and what's happened to the Generation Z and the one coming up behind him, all the stuff they're allergic to and the frailty. But don't worry, they've got medicine they'll sell you for.
Yeah. That's a good subject for Friday's show.
Yeah, we talked about the food supply at one point, but
I don't know. I don't
it really tells you to be careful. what you sell and your liability for sale. So there was a large recall from a candy maker. This candy is in all over Walmart's, Dollar Generals. It's the it's the it's the stuff that makes the white chocolate. There is a Parker candies or Parker something, salmonella or something they think might be in that. So if you've bought anything like chocolate covered pretzels, any of the white colored stuff, you might want to do some searching to see. And if you're selling it, you might want to understand that if you've sold it, I don't know if they'll come after you, but if you've sold an item on eBay that's been recalled, I think you're required to give a refund, because the instructions are to return for a complete refund to the retailer. And at that point, if you're selling stuff like that, you are the retailer.
I would think that would be it. You would be at the very least required to give a refund.
Yeah, that's not one to fight, folks. Just accept it and move on.
Nope.
Some levity. Salmonella is named after Chicago mobster.
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah, so garbage, folks. That's another one. And I always wonder too. Some of the stuff, that they don't. Normal courts don't allow ignorance to be a defense. Most of the fragrances and stuff. Look up the effects of fragrances and how bad all that stuff is. The plug-ins and all the shit you stick in your car and all that stuff. If you want to go down a deep rabbit hole, look especially like any of the detergents and all the stuff you put in your clothes and all the bounces and the ring and all those, anything that puts scents in it. There are great natural alternatives. A great thing if you want to take some of that kind of stuff out of your clothes. White vinegar works very well as a fabric softener. There's natural things you can put in clothing that do very, very well.
My wife makes her own laundry detergent. I don't know what else she uses in there, but it's got that Fells naphtha and I don't know what else, but it's unscented. I can't deal with a lot of scents, probably because they're chemicals and they give me headaches and stuff. So we don't have a lot of that problem. I have none.
Okay.
Zero.
That's
but I've never liked
any
of those.
The No Sense podcast. That's what we should be on Wednesday.
No CENTS?
Either one.
Well, either one would work probably.
But Johnny would tell you I would fail that test. So there you go.
We have very few scents in our house, and it's not because we think they're bad for us. It's just because they give me an instant headache a lot of the times. No candles, no smell goods, no nothing. No dryer sheets. Ugh.
But I wonder as resellers, how much, that's why Amazon requires you, if you sell so much, to carry liability insurance. That is money well spent, folks. I actually talked about you the other day, Steve. I was in somebody's live, maybe John's, and it was Friday, and somebody asked about selling a So Clean. I'm like, whoa.
Don't do it.
Run the fuck away. Not just walk, run. Because Steve they sued you for $10,000, right?
No, it would have been $1 million. Yeah. $1 million.
I thought it was $10,000.
No. That's why I got so scared of it. It might have been 100,000, but it was a big number like that.
So was it the fact that it was new? If it was used, would it have mattered?
Well, it's a cleaning device for your CPAP, so right. I don't think you want to sell it used.
It's just an ozone machine. Those things tear up CPAP machines.
Yeah, whatever it was is something you wouldn't want to sell used anyway.
Mark, So Clean.
SOCLEAN. But there's a lot of other companies like that. Casey's done some good videos on some of the other companies that do it too. They'll just sue.
And so-
They'll sue you and ask questions later.
And so Casey sometimes catches a lot of grace. So Rockstar Flipper, if you don't know, Casey is out. But you've got to, even if Casey gets on your absolute last, I like the guy. He's not he's never done me wrong or something. You need somebody that you can watch their YouTube channel and go, you know what? I don't want to listen to Casey and some of this, and I don't want to hear about his the business ideas he has. But if there's something that's news, he's very quick to tell you, hey, watch out for this. This is going to, and so, he provides a great service, I think, to the reselling group, to the community by keeping people informed on bad companies, bad actors, and those kind of things. So make sure you got a source of information that the quicker you can get that information, the better. And he's generally one of the first ones out to tell you some things.
I think So Clean has gone out of business since, or they're in bankruptcy or something now. And I think that's probably why they started suing people, because they needed money, is my guess. I don't know.
I think their downfall was those ozone. So the Dream stations, I've got one in there. Had a certain type of foam filter inside filter, and that if you use that ozone thing, it would break down the foam, and so the foam you would breathe in or suck it down your throat or whatever. And it was they figured it might make people sick, or it was a choking hazard. And so
they did get sued, Mr. Sadie.
Yeah.
Because of
that. Between a combination of them and Phillips both took the brunt on that. But
couldn't happen to a nicer company either. I get it. They're protecting their IP and all that stuff. But to go after a guy who sold one, maybe, I don't even know if I sold. I must have at some point. It was past the 90 days from eBay. So Mark, you sold one a year ago. They could still somehow they can find that information.
So I actually had bought some. So I called them on Walgreens. Walgreens put them on clearance right as the time you were getting sued. Yeah. And I ended up.
I remember telling everybody stop buying them because I know
they were like $27. These were $200 machines that Walgreens had marked down to like $27. I ran them to the auction and I walked away from them. But.
I didn't even buy the machine. It was just a piece, a cleaning device for that machine. That's what I bought.
Yeah, so Bassendoo says Walmart has lots of outdoor lighting on clearance. A lot of them too are running through toy clearance right now. This is a popular time for a lot of retailers to move a lot of clearance because they want the shelf space. Halloween is coming in right now, and so Halloween's coming in, so it won't be very long before the fall. That god awful.
I was in the bakery yesterday. They already have Halloween cookies out, jack-o'-lantern cookies.
Walmart does.
Bakery already.
Pumpkin spice season is almost here, folks. So prepare for that. As we continue to sweat in the deep south, pumpkin spice is about to make its great triumphant return to the fall.
In my store, the store I work out of, the toy clearance is in the toy aisles. In a lot of stores, it's over in the clearance aisles. But if you wanted to look, it doesn't seem that. I know RG would probably differ with me, but just from what I've been able, I don't have a lot of time when I'm there, but it didn't seem like anything super great at this point. But I don't have a lot of time to look, so
he pulls for Auburn. We don't listen to RG.
We don't. Oh, that's right. Well, I don't care.
That chicken ass Auburn fan won't even show his face on camera. What the hell? What's he scared of? None of us are supermodels, RG. What difference does it make?
Well,
we get tired looking at your hand and your damn basket. Come on.
Slow down. Don't speak for all of us here. Well, not supermodel, but we have a hand model.
Todd, Sony, that's a terrible brand. Stop doing that.
I should go check mine because the one in town here is going. Oh, we don't have any. We're losing our very last Rite Aid right here in town. I think it closes down in a couple days, so I have to go look. But all the good stuff in all the Rite Aids went real fast, even when it was probably closer to retail. So I haven't stopped in this one yet. But somebody ran into one of the stores the other day. I mean, right through the wall, right in through the Rite Aid wall. Yesterday they did it over in Erie.
Jennifer, which supermodels are we talking about? I thought that was a conversation I had with Kent. What the hell? You know, Kent lives in Louisiana, the land of supermodels. That's one of the funniest bits. So, am I the only one on TikTok that sees Charles Barkley and talking about the big women in San Antonio? Oh my God, that's some funny stuff. When you get Charles talking about the big women of San Antonio, and then and whatever team lost in the playoffs and they were terrible, talking about they're going to send them down to Galveston, the dirty water in Galveston. They're not going to Mexico and Cancun. They're going to Galveston. Oh my God, Charles Barkley is outstanding. I don't like his politics, and his choice of university RG sucks. But he's a funny dude. Him and Shaq together. That's probably.
I think actually their politics are better. I think they're closer to middle of the road than most people in the media.
Or Arnold.
Baskin Noodle, is this your current girl or your ex-wife? We need to know these things. Yeah, so the deal, most people don't understand the deal when a store goes out is you got to be prepared to sell whatever it is. It's not just, I only sell this, because you never know. They bring these closeout people in and they raise the prices to give you a percentage. And so you've got to wait. And then whatever's left at 70, 80% where you can make money, you got to be willing to sell whatever it is.
I went in at 80% off the other day, and they just had almost nothing. Greeting cards is about all that was left. There was some items, but even at 80% off, because they raised that price so high in the beginning, they were just not. I mean, there was some money in them if I was still doing Amazon, but on eBay they didn't.
Yeah, Vintage Dad's.
So I might have to try 70% and see if they have more stuff at this store up in town here. But people here just buy it because they think it's cheaper, and it's not.
Well, they're playing on people's psychology.
Yeah.
Current lady, okay. It's people too much fall in love with I'm a this seller or I'm a that seller, and I'm an opportunity seller. I'll sell whatever. When I'm shipping stuff today, even though I packed John's stuff in big girl panties.
Not back yet, Metro City, but
evidently I shouldn't have left them in the package because he's now selling those two on eBay. What a loser, John! What the hell? I sold 4 yesterday.
Steve?
That sounds like an opportunity seller. My timeline for what?
Coming back to full-time reselling.
October, we're done with the big bills. We're going to save $2,500 a month in October. That's how much bills we're paying right now, extra on top of home and So
John,
in October, all that goes away. Her car's paid for. All the big credit cards are paid for. So then we can start thinking about. But by summertime, next summer.
So next time I have to send John something, I'll take him out of the package and just wrap him in for real underwear. For John, don't make the mistake.
Is he undercutting you?
He said he was. I hadn't looked. I don't care that much. So here's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna start saving all the returns over there in a bucket. And if I have to send something to somebody, I'm gonna wrap yours into returns.
Free gift.
So, and you're gonna be hoping for some fabric softener by the time they get to you. Get that mental image in your head.
Note to self: don't order anything from Scott. Got it.
You can be all right. Couldn't he have just used ceiling tiles, bed sheets? Nope, he used.
Speaking of, I showed Scott before the show. I gotta show these things. This is straight from Epson, and I've never seen these before. But they're triangles made out of cardboard with holes cut in them, and that's what they used for packing material when I bought my scanner. Anybody ever seen those before? I've never seen it. They're
not exactly like that, but yeah.
and I actually used some the other day because they seem to do a good job. My scanner arrived all right, so.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
still,
when you buy it from the Epson store off of eBay, boy, do they ship quick, and they pack well, and so that's why I bought it off of a name brand instead of going with a.
Ron raided my store and bought some stuff, so I sent him like 100 toothbrush holders.
You know what? If any viewers want to go to my store right now and buy some things, I'll certainly add in some free extras. Just let me know that you're a viewer and you'll get some stuff. It won't be bad stuff. I got lots of socks.
If I recognize your name, you get underwear. So that's the deal. You know, all these other YouTubers are trying to sell to their audience, and I'm daring mine to buy something to get underwear. We're not all the same.
I have a theory about why other YouTubers get a lot of viewer sales and we don't. You want to know what my theory is? When they first started saying they were getting viewer sales, they started just shouting out names in their videos, whether or not it was really a viewer or not. That encouraged viewers to buy. That's my theory.
We want to try that. So each week I'll pick an item and congratulate a viewer.
Right. How are we going to know?
There's no
if you show up in the chat, you just play along, damn it.
There's no undercutting me on those toothbrush holders. They're cheap.
They're free.
Almost. I'm
Yeah,
starting to use them for packing peanuts. You know, instead of packing peanuts, just throw in some toothbrush holders. They don't weigh a lot, so they're pretty good for.
Now that I've got John's address, I should just start sending him all my return underwear. Just start putting them in a box and
just change your return address on Amazon to John.
He's gonna wish that all he got was spare tires. Ron, I don't know your new address. Damn it. Yeah, I can send it to Larry. Larry, you want some used underwear? You said your wife just left going to Missouri, the other side of Missouri. You might need some excitement in your life.
I don't want to know.
I'm up smelling these things. That's right. Pass on that. What the hell? But it's been a pretty uneventful weekend reselling. Does anybody have any exciting stories? I hear a lot of people's sales are coming back, which is kind of nice. eBay, could you please do us a favor and not screw with your platform for the rest of the year? We'll take whatever it is. We'll ride it out. Just don't make it any worse.
I'm having, 7 or 8 sales a week, which is for somebody who hasn't listed in months and months. That's not pretty bad. I sold a pair of pants yesterday, size 52 by 30. That's a short, fat guy. But
yeah, I missed the whole all season, the breakdancing, because I didn't watch any of the Olympics.
You gotta watch that breakdance lady. She's so good. How somebody made the Olympics with that routine? Yeah, she breakdances about as good as you or I do.
She got her Olympic committee to pay for her vacation. I think she's pretty smart.
So Kent talk me into. So don't call Kent.
Right.
Kent talked me into selling on TrueGather. I sold a freaking sewing machine that I have had listed on eBay for a year, and it sold on TrueGather. $250 sewing machine. Went in. I don't understand. So
one of your favorite YouTubers or Instagram people sells on TrueGather a lot. She does really well. She's your favorite.
Oh God! Oh, no. That the one that got me blocked on Instagram?
Probably. I'm guaranteeing she does. But anyway, I see her stuff once in a while. She sells a lot over there on TrueGather.
Evidently, she's not smart enough to understand my real name because I have a personal Instagram and Bearded Picker Instagram, and not that she cares or anything. I'm
probably doesn't.
Yeah. So there you go. But Kent's like, dude, you be on TrueGather. It's easy. All you do is sign up for it, and it pulls just like Bonanza. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I signed up, and I've sold an item. I mean, that's one item that hasn't moved on eBay. That moved on. Okay, you get more. So what's the problem? And here, I was having this conversation with somebody in the chat. We will not name her. We will not name you. And because if the problem with eBay is losing customers and losing eyes on product, and Bonanza goes, look over here, we'll put your stuff up, and you don't have to really do anything other than sign up and ship it when we sell it. TrueGather goes, us too. You know, I look at it as replacing the customers that have been lost on eBay. You get more eyes. How do you add more eyes at these platforms that are so freaking easy?
Well, I know that Bonanza, for example, indexes in Google really quickly, and you're probably getting a lot of those type of buyers. But
Kent, I'm gonna lie to you and tell you I bought a Mac Mini, so you'll leave me alone. They had Mac Minis, Steve, for
don't do this to me.
$4.90. I had them for $4.99. The M2 version. The sales already gone off. They're back to $5.99. And I was in Costco and almost bought one, but I've been looking at the new stuff. The new ones will have an M4, and they'll a lot more support. And
I almost pulled the trigger on that M1 MacBook Air from Walmart because our local Walmart actually has them in stock.
$649.
Yeah, but because we had tax-free day in Ohio, but it was only up to 500, so it didn't qualify. That's the only reason. But I thought to myself, how often do I actually use a laptop anymore? And I don't. I'm in the office here and I use this, so I'm just going to use my old. I'm still using a 2013 MacBook Air, and it works fine.
And this, so is that what you're calling your kids now, Mac Minis?
But maybe next year when the reselling comes back in, I'll buy it if it's still.
Aren't your kids like in their 20s now? Are they're still Mac Minis? What the hell? Yeah, it's a good little computer. Got to decide. Kent quite didn't talk me into buying a TV yesterday. One of our estate sales has got I think it's a 2014 or 15 60 or 65 inch TV for $75, and it was a Sony. I didn't buy it, but I'm trying to decide Friday if I'm gonna go back over there and be right at the first line and walk in there and buy it, because it'll be $57.50 on Friday. That's a. It's still one of the early smart TVs.
Mr. Sadie says, could eBay block other platforms from pulling info automatically? I don't think they. I think those
they provide the API.
Yeah, they're probably paying for that API. And Bonanza's been doing it for damn near 20 years now. Bonanza's been around for a long time. If eBay wanted to stop it, they'd have stopped it a long time ago.
So, Bassano, I bought two yesterday. I bought one. It's an older Toshiba. I think I paid $550 for it. And then while I was walking around the estate sale, the owner, I asked her, I'm like, how much is that old PC upstairs? She's like, what PC? I'm like, it's a little, an older.
Mary.
She's like, just go upstairs and get it and take it away from me.
Jake.
And about 5 minutes later, she walks up with a laptop. She says, take this too. Let people know what you sell. I'm telling you over and over. We had this discussion. The newer, so this audience, my audience skews way more resellers that have been around a long time and are got thick skin because you put up with me and Steve. But damn, should we ban him for that laugh so fast?
I'm a slumlord man doing the best that I can.
Well, good morning.
I'm not being political, but the other day, Stephen Colbert had somebody on, and he says to her, "Well, CNN is an objective news station," and the entire audience laughed. It was hilarious.
I forgot. You know what I think about all those people.
He wasn't being funny.
All the people that used to watch and have left us, and for whatever we've offended them for. Here's what I think.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm surprised we have an audience at all. Yeah.
Damn. I've talked about you enough today that your ears should have been burning.
They were. What did you say? Why?
Hey,
What happened?
look what I sold yesterday. My competition sucks.
I guess you must have lowered your price.
I ain't lower anything. Don't worry though. I have come up with a plan on how to deal with all my returns. I'm gonna put them in a box over there and take them out of their packaging. And when the box gets to fill up like a 1086, I'm just gonna start mailing them to you.
He also said he's just going to put all his return address from Amazon right straight to your house.
Well, now that's a great idea.
Hey, there might be some resale value there.
Yeah, I don't do. Yeah,
Speaking of which, I had a company that I bought some stuff for. I won't mention their name. They're generally a good company, but they put their return address as Hong Kong, trying to make me ship my returns. Their products are generally pretty good. They're trying to make me do a return to Hong Kong. I'm like, no.
Trying to send it back to their supplier.
Anissa,
Right. Yeah.
Anissa, you're the only person I like in the whole chat. Hey, Anissa. You come and see what I'm. You're about to be mad. We're about to leave. Mom's gotta go to the doctor, buddy.
You're not winding it up early, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to end in like 20 minutes. Because who knows? Oh my god. JT, really? What the hell? Wrong dog. That's Phoebe. What the hell? Phoebe hates the world. Franklin. Eric, what'd I do this time? So what company was? Are you not? Why are you not naming the company? What the hell?
Eh,
Yeah, name him and shame him.
nah.
That's but it's been nice to have kind of a boring week. I've heard a lot of people who've had decent sales. It's eBay seems to be not functioning nearly decent. But you know they have updated apps, so you know.
Who did?
I think that might be just. I don't think that's anything behind the scenes. I think that's just cosmetics and location, which is okay.
Oh, eBay did?
Yeah. So
What'd they do?
if you look at
good idea. When they do
here's
that, good idea
when
to
you
get
when you
people
search
out
something, see it they're now at the top instead of having to click a bottom, on the search. But that's the iOS app. You
You're using
don't have
iOS.
iOS.
I'm using iOS too here, so let's see.
But it's not all of them because my other phone is not. And I don't know if that's because one phone's on the new beta. The one's running beta 18.1 with the new and improved Siri and all that stuff on it.
You're saying what is it now that you're pointing out? That it's the filters?
Yeah, they're at the top. See how they look different?
Okay. Yeah. Mine's got the filter on the top.
Yeah, they've added the condition and all the you go all the way across the stuff that you would normally get by hitting the box down.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I feel like it does. Yeah.
They've also added at the bottom they added the save so you can save a search much faster.
Okay, that used to be at the top.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. I've hit it like every other time I do something. So be careful with that one. Because the bad thing about that is it automatically saves and sends you an email every day, which is irritating as all hell.
Oh yeah, I turned the email thing off for sure.
eBay rolled out a new shopper experience on all apps and websites. Telling me that is wrong. There is no new shopper experience on this phone. It's not all of them. All right, JTC, buddy. Learn which dogs are which. That was Phoebe. Franklin is the dapper. Never comes out here. 120 to 140 laptops a day. Yay.
So, buddy of
the
mine
dude
that
you
I've
got
been
your,
helping. Oh, go ahead.
he got a hell of a deal on some computers. Is that the guy who got your new computer?
So, a guy I've been helping to sell paper, magazines, etc. And he just had 8 orders this morning, all from the same buyer.
You'll have that when you do ephemera and stuff like that. If you build a following, like Mark, postcard guy, he's got a following, so now you can you sell like
SM postcards.
Yeah.
So this guy has probably 2,000, maybe 3,000 magazines, mostly sports magazines, type different ones. And he's retired, and he just go ahead.
And somebody said something negative about the show last week about. I'm like, if y'all can't understand that someone and understand his business mind, the way he set up his drone business, and that doesn't help you think about how to set up your own business and the detail with which he did it, I can't help you.
No.
It's.
I only heard part of it. What did he do for his drone business?
So he's setting up. So he got his drone license. And he's setting up. I didn't even like my own show, and I got to sell. That's winning. And so he's going to. Him and his son are going to. His son has almost got his license. I think it's a 107, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's part 107. I have one. I'd love to talk to him about it.
So he's going to do real estate pictures and other kind of things, just because he wants to. He really wants to do it just enough to pay for all of his fun. Because he's got one of the $3,000 drone. He's got like $5,000 in equipment. Yeah. And so it's Kent, you're 100% correct. He is a detail king, man. That guy
he had a really nice business plan laid out. He's got a website already. I mean, he's just way ahead of the game when it comes to people who want to start a small business.
But if you're in that
I got my part 107 license about 4 years ago, and I still haven't used it very much at all.
If you're in that kind of business though, and you want to understand, you want people, especially if you're new, you want people to know they're dealing with somebody.
Yep.
If you look at his website and talk to him and see everything that he shows, you understand you're dealing with somebody who's going to treat you professionally. And if he's had that much thought about setting up his business, he's had that much thought about taking care of customers.
Just look how much thought Mark has put into eBay standard envelope, for example. How many videos has he done on that? How much, he's probably the king of it by now. The guy is just smart, very smart.
So let's see, what did I say?
Oh, speaking of magazines, when I went full time, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, whenever it was, the very first thing I sold was a magazine, and it was Van Life from like the 1970s. That's what got me started full time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess Hustler.
Got a bunch of them.
Those old specialty magazines, especially, are really good. Like, it was a custom van magazine. How to customize your van back from
that for a lot.
And that was
Van Life before YouTube.
Yeah. Well, this was it wasn't living in your van. It was how to customize your van. Like put shag carpet in it back in the 70s. That kind of.
Is that how to make your own free candy van?
I did not have luck with Playboy magazines. Most Playboys are not worth anything.
Yeah, the big one in that was Down by the River issue.
The Down by the River issue. My mom used to say that's how I would end up living in a van down by the river.
There's no excuse for people
She thought I was very much like Chris Farley.
I've taken a couple pictures on the floor. You can't tell it with Photo Room and other apps like that. It's amazing. All these AI apps that will remove a background. You can take a picture. So I was at a thrift store the other day, and I'm like, I want to go ahead and list this item. And so I took a picture on the shelf, and got the pictures, and because I knew I had some time, and I was because I was waiting on Johnny for something. It seems like I'm always waiting on Johnny, but I'm like, I can sit here and work with the pictures and do my eBay listings because I don't need a perfect background. I don't need anything. I can just take any old picture. It is if you're going to do eBay for any length of time, it is game changing. Eric said they had good articles. Yep.
It's the Playboys. Yeah, they were good articles.
What was you're researching some kind of you thought, Eric, you thought the book was about horticulture and that 70s bush is not horticulture. Is that what it was? There you go. Like says he puts Todd's desk in every background. Some of the pictures do look like Todd's desk. There's a background of a wood. Is Todd awake? No, Todd is not awake.
Only the hands awake.
Normally, we would tell somebody to blink twice if they need help, but we're gonna have to tell Todd 2 thumbs up if he's need help. I guess he doesn't need help. Oh, there's.
I got to change my front door battery or camera. I mean,
Yeah, Tom's still trying to figure out how to play piano.
Where is he this morning?
And so I started talking about tell people what you. So at the estate sale, MJ has her estate sale. She knows, Mary Jim knows that I do electronics, and she, I walk to a estate sale, one of her sales, and she'll go, "Not much of your stuff around here," which is, I know that when there's like yesterday when I asked her about a computer, she says, "Just take that computer," and 5 minutes later she hands me a laptop. She says, "And take this too." I'm like, okay, she'll have a bag of remotes and she'll go, "I've been collecting these. I don't know what the hell they go to, but I'm sure you'll." Because she said something about a TV not having a remote, and I'm like, that doesn't stop me. I've got a remote or two. She just started laughing. Kent's like, or 100 in my ear, or 100. I'm like, yeah, 100, 200, 300, whatever.
you probably got a box of 100 remotes.
And so I told the story that was on the podcast. Are y'all watching? Listen to the podcast. Dingle Bear episode was a pretty good one. Y'all get more of my sense of humor. That's awesome. And so, I sent Harlan a message that, hey, y'all see this store? Because I know Marcia is selling clothes and she likes the clothes. So I look at my phone last night and I was already in silent mode, but Marcia sent me a message. There's a seller locally selling bubble wrap. And she's like, if you need any bubble wrap, I found this seller, and I'll show you. I don't ever look at Marketplace. Oops, that's something to Johnny's. Where the heck is? Oh, never mind. Messenger is its own separate app on the phone. Damn it. Timothy Dole Sims. So it looks like that. And so you open it up, and this guy is for $10. He's selling these rolls. They are bubble wrap, great for moving and shipping. I have 1-inch bubbles, 18 diameter, 24 inches wide, more than 100 foot long, twice as much at third the cost from the store. $10 a roll. So I'm gonna reach out to that guy and get a few rolls of that today. But he's got a lot of it. If people know what you do, and I'm telling you, there's not very many negatives. Oh my God, they might pick up the same thing sometimes that I do. That's going to happen anyway. You're not guaranteed that. I'm going to tell you a different spin on it, and it's 100% the truth. And Tracy, if he's not wiped out on the drugs, he'll tell you the same thing. If I'm at yard sales and stuff and I find stuff, he's dealing with a kidney stone. So he said he had good medicine, so he might have passed out by now. So everybody remember Tracy in your prayers that he'll get better. All those suckers canceled on wing night last night, for God's sakes.
What? Did you go eat wings by yourself?
Rick said he was dealing with the flu. What's his name's out of town? Harlan just didn't man up and said he can't make it. And he acts like he's supposed to leave town for 5 days. What the hell?
Well, we would have gone if we were out there.
Tracy wouldn't go because he had kidney stones. It was just me. So lost my whole train of thought. Where the hell was I going? Damn it. But so if I'm at a yard sale and I can't find it, but Harlan goes, man, look what I found. I am thrilled that somebody I know got it. It's not about, Tracy and I pick up a lot of the same stuff. as long as one of me or one of my friends, somebody I know can benefit from it, I am just as thrilled as I got it. It's once you because there's several things that Tracy picks up stuff and goes, "Hey, I grabbed that. It was free or it was this. Hey, I got it for you to run through the auction." I got a good friend who Joe only eats with us every other week, but he knows I love cameras. And he's picked up a few cameras. Like he goes, yeah, just give me a couple of dollars whenever it sells. And I saw an extra source for cameras. People know what you like, know what you sell, and you also know what they like and sell. It's amazing. If you have that kind of attitude, not to mention you're gonna get a lot farther in life. It's just that's more of a life lesson, but it extremely works well. And I think I'm not caught up with the chat anymore. Tracy is still here. So his drugs are not good enough to knock him all the way out. See, Tracy's talking about he's got TVs for me to run. I'll run them all, Tracy. Payload drones. Yeah, I don't have any payload drones. Mike, man, your eye is so good. Most of the stuff you find, I'm like, I don't know, I'd have to look at that. It's got you. So I met a guy this weekend at yard sales. It was this last weekend. The guy knew Dusty, and somebody Dusty bought from. He buys a lot of storage units and stuff. He's like, if I had cool stuff, rad stuff, there was a lot of times he had met Dusty because Dusty bought storage units at one time, and the guy that Dusty bought from, it's about contacts and people knowing what you sell. If you're having trouble finding merchandise, it's because people don't know what you're interested in. There are people out there that buy storage units that will be happy to get rid of some stuff at really low prices that you would consider low prices. To them, they're making their money back. To them, it's about profit in a unit and moving stuff out of the unit that they probably weren't going to move anyway. It's a different way of thinking. Most of the church sales around here in Bassano don't let you in early at all. They have long lines and stuff to get in.
I know a guy in North Carolina that gets me into church sales early. We did all right the last one.
His name Jesus?
No, close though.
Jesus.
He's a saint.
Saint Nick.
Just maybe.
That's the only person you only know like two people in North Carolina. It was either that one or one other. I can't remember the other person, but there's only a couple.
Scott Punch, who hasn't been around in a long time. So Scott, if you're listening,
yeah, Scott Punch, are you still alive, Scott Punch?
He is. I saw a Facebook post from him the other day.
And that the world's weirdest reseller lives in Raleigh too.
When Barry and I go Thrifty Santa, go yard selling together, I have to change the way I do it, and I'm sure he has to change the way he does it. But we kind of don't do it to me. I see you going for that shut off button.
No, Andy. I was trying to decide whether I was going to throw a picture of that Andy Glass up there. He's in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I know Andy too. But anyway, because Barry will look at every single thing and spend a lot of time. I go through real quick, so we kind of both have to. But it works out for us, and we do it really well. It's fun. I enjoy going yard selling with somebody else sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get that one by him or not. I can't ask him a question again, and then
Oh, I'm watching. That's why I thought you were going to do it right then. I see the look in your eye, and I'm like, not again.
All right, so now you'll never be able to know.
No poker face.
I put the finger over there on the button, so you'll never know.
I just stopped talking, but that might be good for everybody anyway.
$900. Hey, I bought a toilet seat at the thrift store yesterday for $3.
You know, if I'm buying a toilet seat for $900, it better have $900. You know those Lucite toilet seats with all them they put money and shit in them. That it better have that in it.
Are you just not awake yet, John? Is that what it is?
I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for you to. I don't want to talk because you might cut me off.
You can see both hands up here.
No, I'm picking up 2 pallets in 2 hours from now.
Where do you keep putting all this shit? You're picking up a couple pallets a week. Where are you
I'm telling
putting?
you right now, it's piling up, and I'm giving a pallet away today. Archie's.
Didn't you do that last week too?
No, yeah, I did. I did that last week. He came down and he ended up picking up a couple power washers and some big stuff that I didn't want to mess with, which is cool. I'm happy. You know, he was like, "Man, I feel bad." Don't feel bad. I said, "You're helping me." You know, he can make $500-600 doing it. You know, so
that's nice.
I guess I could go get a van, which is what the plan was. I was going to get a U-Haul van and bring it all back here. One, I don't really have the room for more than one pallet. Number 2, half the stuff is stuff I'm not going to want to deal with anyway. So it works out perfectly.
Yeah, that's the key to storage units, key to pallet buying is have a way to move all the merchandise. And if John had to deal with people showing up at his house, it would drive him nuts. If he had to worry about throwing it away or just thinking of time and stuff and effort it would take to deal with this, whenever somebody else will take it, a friend of yours can take it and make money on it. So, you know, you win by getting rid of the merchandise. You weren't planning on that part of your sales anyway, and your friend benefits. That's a win.
Yeah, I got $500 for both pallets and one item in this. It's an Alpine car stereo receiver, and that's about a $1,200 unit. Now, I don't know what condition it's in, but it sells anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400, depending on based on the model number. And I've had a lot of success with the big ticket items that I've been finding. So that's gonna, pay for everything plus a profit and whatever's left over. So hey, I'm good.
Dennis should record every time he comes over and picks up something. Y'all should like belly bump in the driveway, just like y'all are on Whatnot. Did John freeze? What the hell?
No, I'm here. I'm reading the comments.
Tell him every time he picks up something, he's got to do the tortilla challenge.
Tortilla challenge.
Just
He'll never do that again. I smacked the shit out of him that day. He'll never do it again.
Scott Garvin says, because I'm gonna tell you right now, he knows what you sell and he knows the things, and golf clubs and everything. I'm telling you, at some point, Archie will return the favor. It's because he doesn't understand how much this helps you, and so he thinks that. So I'm sure there'll be something coming back your way. It's folks helping folks is.
That's a win-win the way I look at it. It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
There's times where you'll turn to friends like Archie or Scott, even Josh. I talk to him a lot, and it's the camaraderie or even the advice that you can't put a price on it, right? So that's the return that you hope to get.
I don't need any more storage units.
That's why I show up to this show every week. It's the camaraderie and I don't know about the advice. I mean, I'm on here giving advice, so it can't be that good.
Jake looks like he's at the strip club. What's going on?
Right.
What is that light? That's pretty cool, man.
It's actually a red light therapy light.
Okay.
It looks like he's sanitizing himself.
I banged
Looks
up
like
my elbow, and so it's pretty inflamed.
Looks
Yeah,
like
it's,
you're
really work.
you're sanitizing yourself on the night at the strip club.
It's
I was going through therapy and they put a red light on me like that, and
yep.
I can't imagine that it actually does anything, but
So-
I went along with it.
The science says it does. It's because it's got a certain wavelength. It penetrates up to a ½ inch into your skin, which is beyond your subdermal layer. It seems to help me whenever I have joint inflammation if I do something wrong to it.
You have skin that's a ½ inch thick.
I said it's beyond the subdermal layer.
All right, so I'm gonna end this show on a positive note for everybody out there. Just think, sometimes a ½ inch of penetration is very beneficial.